and rice stuffed peppers in a sour cream sauce. Now they want 100 grams of white rice. All right. I'm going to use parboiled rice because it has more nutrients in it than the white ones. But anyway, good morning, everyone. 100 grams is also 3.5 ounces. So if you measure by grams, it's 100. If you're measuring by ounces, it's 3.5 ounces of rice that we need. We're going to have to cook this rice. I don't need a small one here. So let me get my rice measured, washed or rinsed, and we'll get to the next section because we've got to put few things on just to get started here. I'm also not using water. I'm using vegetable stock to cook mine in. Okay, so now this vegetable stock is one that I use my peelings with of my vegetables. And I'm running out, so I'm collecting peelings again so I can sit there and make more. Now you're only using enough stock to cook. You're not going to rinse the rice off after you're done cooking it. Sorry. Good morning, Jane. I am doing very well, thank you. So you're not going to add any salt, and you're just going to use enough stock to cook it. You're not, after you rinse it, that's it. You're not going to do anything else. You're just going to cook it till it's done. If you strain it, you're going to be losing the nutrients off of it, and this is not what we want to do. So let me put it on a low flame, and we'll get going here. I hope you are doing well. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Jane? Gallard, good morning. So you don't need any salt for the rice. You don't need water. You're going to use stock in place, vegetable stock, because this part of the dinner that we're having today is going to be a vegetable stuffed, actually, bell pepper, and I'm going to serve and fry up. I haven't decided what seasonings I want to use on chicken thighs. I thought that would be very nice. And then I'm thinking about serving pickled fennel, which is very good as well. Good morning, Gallard. Boy, hello and good morning. So we've got the rice on. Now we're going to have to measure out pine nuts. All right, how many pine nuts do you want here? Here's the carrot. They want 50 grams of pine nuts. Some of you call them pignoli nuts. See, I love banging things. What is wrong with my scale? It's really off today. If you're measuring in ounces, it's 1 3/4 ounces. I'm having trouble with my scale this morning. Seems it doesn't want to. It's acting up a bit. All right, 1 3/4. How many grams is that? 50 grams. All right, so let's see. All right, 50 will be right there. You know, you took the whole bottle. Sure. 1 3/4. All right, one small bottle of pine nuts will do the job, okay? You're gonna put them in a saucepan, or you can, anything you can roast them in the oven. That's where we're gonna roast them. Now you're gonna roast them till they have a nice underlining honey smell. So you have a sinus problem, you're gonna be in trouble because you're gonna have to smell these to know when they're done. Hi, Felix. Hi, that. Thank you. So one of those little bottles of pine nuts going into a 325-degree oven, and we're going to just check them periodically. You don't want them burnt. You just want to bring that smell of vanilla, because when these get warm, you can smell a slight smell of vanilla. Then you know you've roasted them quite nicely without burning them. All right, we have the rice on, we have the pine nuts on, and now it's chopping time. After I finish measuring everything out, we're going to need bell peppers. I got colorful ones. I wanted to be different. Okay, so give me a minute. I'll check the rice after. We're going to need 1 onion diced. We'll get back to this soon enough. We're going to have to wait. We're going to put that in a bowl. Cutting board, Sandra, you forgot. It doesn't say what size onion, so I'll let you make that judgment call. Shame, Sosa, good morning. Feta, good morning. Okay, we got to put all these somewhere. All right, I'm collecting for my, hold on a minute. We've got a lot of mincing. Hi, Big. Good morning. Chi. Kay, good morning. Always try to keep your knives sharp. If you have a husband who's really good at it, get him to do it once a week. You'll have sharp knives. Go through everything. We're making stuffed peppers, but they're going to be different. It's not meat. It's going to be vegetable stuff. And then we're going to have chicken cutlets with it. Chicken thighs, I mean. All right, this one's already changing, so it's got to come off. Why am I peeling this off? Because this part here is starting to turn. That means this whole layer is turning to skin. So wherever this came from, it was very, very cold. Oh, how would I know that? It was already cold. Everybody knows how cold it's been. Yes, it is. It is an onion that I'm working with. It doesn't say what size onion, so use what size you have. Some recipes are very explicit. This just says 1 onion. Do be careful doing this, that you don't cut yourself, because I've just done it a couple days ago. You guys saw me do it. My son had to go get a Band-Aid. He said, I saw you do that, Mommy. I knew you were, of course. It's wise to have a scale if you like to cook in the kitchen, because sometimes you'll get recipes that talk in grams and you've got to be able to convert it. And if you get one that reads grams and pounds and ounces, you've got it made. So you'll be able to convert. Oh, you're a juicy one, this one. So because my husband is deceased, and the boyfriend that came after him is deceased now, I sharpen my knives every time I wash them and dry them. I sharpen them right away so they're ready to go the next day or next time I need them. Oh, Sandra. All right, we're going to put this in a bowl. We're going to need a baking dish because we are going to bake these. Now, how do you divide your prepping up? When you read the recipe and it tells you you're going to saute, they might say pre-cooked, they might say whatever they're going to say. I don't know what they're going to say. That tells you those ingredients go together and then other ones go together. It's okay. I've learned, dream. All right, if you guys wish to carry on. All right. Okay. Now we are going to saute the carrot, one carrot. I have 2/2 of a carrot, so I'm going to use these. You have to grater them with the onion. As for many different ways of cutting onions, people will argue that. I'm not going to disagree. But if you want to get them the same size, they recommend chefs, because presentation is very important. And if you have them different sizes, when you go to saute them and cook with them, you're going to find that they are not cooking at the same time. You'll have some raw and some done and then some overdone. That is the object of cutting it that way. The pieces are more level together, and that's what they recommend. So if you wish to do it your way, you go ahead, but if you wonder why some of the onions aren't quite done or something, this is because you don't have them the same size. They found out that this is the best way to get everything the same size. Okay. Where did I put that? I didn't use the spoon yet? I guess I didn't. Check your rice. It's not done. Add some more stock to cook it. Remember, you're just cooking it until it's done. You're not drowning it in fluid. You're just using enough fluid to cook it. That way you don't throw nutrients out and you have all the nutrients you want. So the person who talked thank you, Bray. See, this is why you sit there and do it. You see the onion pieces? They're all about the same. That's why you cut the onion like that. So he is correct. proper way of doing an onion is to get it where all the pieces are the same. That makes your dish exceptional because everything's cooked at the right temperature and to the right point that you want. But if you're not concerned, you go ahead and do it your way. Now we're going to grate 1 carrot. Where did I put it? Hi, and good morning, John. Oh, thank you for the gift, T. That's all I can see. I can't see anything else. I'm sorry. Tony. Thank you, Tony. We're making stuffed bell peppers with vegetables and rice this time, which is an unusual dish. I haven't eaten, so I won't say anything. I just got up about an hour ago. Do be careful. I've ripped more knuckles up doing this and fingers than you'll know. Oh yeah, you can rip your hand wide open with this. So don't say anything if you see me munching because I have not done anything but feed everybody and now starting dinner. Throw that with your onion. I think that's the beginning of it. I think mushrooms are next if I remember correctly. All right, we need another bowl. I know I'm going to get you into a lot of bowls. We'll take care of these later. Where did I put my garlic in here? Okay, they say 2 garlics. See all these peelings here that you see me holding make an excellent stock, and then you don't have to buy it and you don't waste anything really. And that's where they're going, into a bag. Come on, get off my hand. I love garlic. I would normally put more. All right, my rice is done. I have a little bit of liquid in it, so what I'm going to do is dry it out now. Put it under an extremely low, I mean really low flame, and let me finish drying out the liquid in it, which is very little. And that way you don't have to strain it, throw the nutrients down the drain or anything else. They're right there in the rice. And because you cook with stock, vegetable stock. You're cooking a lot of nutrients back in. Hi, Greasy, Kev, Carlson, North Carolina. You keep an eye on your rice. You don't want to burn it. You're just drying it out a bit. All right. They want 25 grams of mushroom. Of 25 grams of parsley. Chopped. And 25 grams is 1 ounce. Oh, come on, don't act up on me today. Now, if you're cutting the stems off, remember to compensate for that. You can go into the... Okay, that's it. We'll put one more in because we got to go over this because I'm going to cut some of these stems off. Okay. All right, this is how much parsley they want you to put in. Can't do it any other way. And this you're going to put with the garlic bowl, because we're going to put mushrooms in there too. And they will be going in at a different time. And that's why we're doing this. I should put these in too. Why not? Now, I don't know if they make the scale that I have anymore, but it had the grams and the ounces to pounds. I can go up to, I think, 1,000 grams, and I can go up to, what, 7 pounds on it. So that's a very good scale. No, not turtle soup. Best, no. STM. Oh, we're back to that again? No. Okay, now that we've got that done, we got to see how many mushrooms they want. Okay. This is really messing me up. Would you quit acting up? So take it off, put it on, stay there. Check your nuts. Okay, they're toasted. here they are, the nuts, and they're a slight light brown color, you see, from the pale. And they have a slight vanilla smell to them. They're toasted. Any further than that, you'll burn them. We need, all right, we need 200 grams, better known as 7 ounces, of chestnut mushrooms. Now, or you probably know them as ramini, but in America, this is what we call them. Button mushrooms. Okay. Now I have 3 dark brown ones, so I'm going to throw them in with this because I'm not going to waste them. I'm not going to waste, so I'm going to go a little against what they say. But we need 250 grams, all right? No, 200 grams. I'm sorry, 200 grams of mushrooms, better known as 7 ounces. Okay. I might as well make mushroom scones. I've got enough mushrooms to do it. Why not make mushroom scones? That's something we could do. Come cook with me. We'll make mushroom scones. I'll set a time and date, and we'll make mushroom scones, I guess. All right, I have to clean these, and then we got to chop these up. All right, so give me a minute while I go and take care of these. The difference from the white mushrooms and the brown mushrooms is the brown mushrooms have more of an earthy flavor. If you want more of a bland, you can just sit there and use white mushrooms. It's just I'm not going to waste them. I'm just going to go ahead and throw them in. Squeak, squeak, squeak. We done chopping vegetables, I think. Yeah, I can put this bag up now with peelings back in the freezer. My sons have been telling me, Mommy, are you keeping track of the recipes you create? I said, no. They said, you should if you want to repeat them. I said, oh, God, I didn't think about doing that. So I started writing down some of these recipes that I've created and see how they come out. No, official, my husband is deceased. I normally get up this early. Good morning, So-So. I'm not drying them. No, I do not dry them. I just rinse them just now. You don't scrub them and wash them and dry them. I just told you I was going to clean the mushrooms, which I did. Mushrooms are not perfectly white, you know. They have stains. They're plants. They come from the ground. Believe you me, they have stains on them. I find the most irritating thing is that to see these modern women, they have a lovely kitchen and they go and buy instant food. I sit there and look and said, boy, what couldn't I do in that kitchen? It becomes my statement. Hi, at Curd official? I don't know what you're talking about. No, my husband doesn't have me trained. This is my mother's training. I was crawling when I went into the kitchen. I grew up in a household. My father was up at 4:30. We were up by 6 as small children. I should have brought out my bigger cutting board, but that's all right. I'm just going to do it this way. I'd like to try to make this with brown rice. I think it'd be interesting with the nutty flavor to go with the mushrooms and stuff. I might pull this out and try with brown rice. The two biggest areas I shop in, well, 3 is the meat department and the dairy department. Not even that much in the dairy department either. So slap my mouth on that one. No, the 2 biggest departments I'm always buying a lot from would be the meat and the fruit and vegetable. The other ones I can walk down the aisles and I'll pass them by. Sometimes I'll stop and see what they have there. You know, you never know. All right, put your mushrooms with your parsley and garlic because they're going to go in to the pot at the same time. Okay, right there, don't fall. You got the pine nuts done, you got the rice done, you got the carrots and onion in one bowl, and you have your mushroom, parsley, and garlic, and let's see what else we have to put together. All right. I'm going to need a mat. Oh, we got more snow last night. But we're going to be in the 40s, so you know what it's going to do. It's going to melt. All right. You're going to put the pine nuts with the rice, and we're going to salt and pepper them heavily, they state. Okay. Official, and good morning. Let's see. At Esmeralda, hi, good morning. Tim, good morning. Hi, Tim. So they say go heavy. I don't know why they want heavy, but that's heavy. Just think, if women used to get angry with their husbands, they could sit there and use one of these and pound the ground. Seasonings up, when she got done, all her tension was gone. All right, that's a lot of pepper for this dish. They said go ahead with the salt and pepper. I don't know why. You want this well mixed. Oh, that was cute, Sandra. Throw it all over the place. Oh, my pleasure. Always. I need a frying pan. We're going to heat this frying pan up. I'm going to bring you over. Don't worry. Right now, it's just all prepping that we've done, other than doing the rice and the nuts. And you didn't have to see to do that. That's it, Sandra. How much oil do you want me to use? All right. They don't tell you how much oil to put in. All right, they want you to use medium heat. So set it, and we're going to pour some oil in it. I'll get medium heat and get you over here. And I better plug you in before you run out of energy. Okay, Sandra, where did you put the cord? One of my sons did a very nice thing for me for Valentine's Day. He came in with flowers for me. He said, Mommy's not here. Daddy's not here anymore, Mommy, so I'm going to buy you flowers. I bought you flowers. And he knows how I love flowers. That is very nice. I'm actually plugging you in if you can't see me. Don't worry. Last 3 times, I almost ran out of energy. Stuffed mushrooms, but they're actually going to be stuffed differently than what we know. I'm going to have to get a spoon. Don't do this, what I'm doing. I'm going to heat my oil can up because it's too cold. I just wanted to wear it today. That's all. I like my brooches. I don't wear them often, but when I do, I go through a whole thing. No, I wore the brooch because I wanted to wear it today. And it looks nice with the color that I'm wearing today. I thought about putting a simple necklace on, but I said, no, I want this on today. So I'm going to out of here. So I am not recommending anybody to do that with their oil can, but I just wanted to melt it. Here it is right here. That's it. The whole flower right there. Okay, it's just a sunflower. Bring sunshine. Okay, official. Karis? Okay, so I guess a lot of you are being nasty because a lot of messages are being held. It is. It's a lovely one. My girlfriend actually said, Sandy, look what I found. And I said, oh my goodness. Okay, Harvey. Sometimes it's, if your husband buys you jewelry, he doesn't buy it to take you out once in a while. I'm not talking about evening wear, but he'd like, if he bought it, he wants you to wear it. So, wear it. Coming home and looking nice, he likes that. God. If a man buys you something, you can bet he's buying because he knows you'll look really nice and he wants to see you in it. I mean, my brother-in-law came over. My husband used, like I said, he always came home with nice things for me. And my brother-in-law, and thank you, Curtis. And he came over, he was talking with my husband there, their brothers. And he just looked at my husband, and he saw me wearing a necklace that my husband had bought me that I love very much. I'd wear it all the time, but I'll probably end up breaking it. I don't want to break it, so I don't wear it too much. And he said, why are you wearing that? And then he turned to his brother and told her, don't buy that. That's wasting your money on her. You don't want to waste money on her. And my husband turned and told his younger brother, that is my wife. You don't tell me what to do with her. Thank you, J-Rock. Curse? Not Carrie? Curse? Okay, sorry. Curse. It moves fast. I try to catch the names. Okay. So we're going to saute these a bit. So I was shocked when he said that. I really was, that he had the right to say that to my husband. All right, they want you to put a pinch of salt over your onions and stuff. But what was funny is when my husband's brother died, and he didn't like me. He had a problem with my skin color because, like I said, we were in an interracial marriage. But when he died, this really ticked me off because he wouldn't talk with me. He treated me like a second-class citizen. I said, that's fine. I love your brother, not you. I had the police come to my door. I didn't believe it. Now, you have to understand, there is 4 brothers and a sister. This is my husband's siblings. Wesley? I didn't believe he did this to me. I got a call late at night. I answered the phone. I don't even recognize the number. And somebody said, are you? And I just hung up on him. Next thing I know is I'm getting a knock on the door. So I sit there and I go, and there's police officers at my door. And I found out Wesley had died. And he said if he died, to get in touch with me. One person he never talked to. I know he's treated me like nothing. It's not Carrie. And no, not hash browns. He ended up telling them that they came to him because they found him, the police found him, and that he was supposed to come to me and I would give him the information of where everything was. I looked at him. I looked at them and I said, are you kidding me? That SOB who never talked to me and treated me like a second. I was mad, but I swallowed my anger. I said, okay, This is what you do. Where you go, and you'll find so-and-so there and ask them to get their mother who is so-and-so, and you will find this, and she will have the papers that you're looking for. She'll know where they're at. I gave them all the information, and they thanked me very much and said, sorry for your loss. And I said, thank you. You know, and then after that was over, I sat down. I said, I'm going to go sit down and have a glass of water. I got to think about this, because this was in the evening. And I said, he died. He trusted me. You know, I was going through all this in my head. He trusted me. I didn't believe that he trusts me. This is America's Home Cooking. Stuffed mushrooms with vegetables. So we're going to dry this out. It's going to be on this flame for about 10 minutes. I didn't believe that, but he actually left me in charge. I had to sit down and think about it. I said, Wesley, with all the crap you have pulled, you trusted me. Because he knew if I gave my word, I would do it. So, you know, sometimes some people that you don't think, the very people you don't think, end up might leaving you in a position where they're going to be in a situation that you're needed. I mean, my husband was in the hospital. Wesley was in the hospital, at the same hospital. And I sat there, and I went and saw him. My husband told me, Wesley's in the hospital here, Sandy. I said, okay, I'll go see where he's at, and I'll go visit him for a bit if you don't mind, just to make sure he's all right, to know that, you know, family's there, because his son lives in the South now, so his son wouldn't come up, because he had his own family he had to care for and stuff. So I went to go see Wesley, and with my two sons, and he talked with my sons, treated me like zip. I tell you, I used to say he's one fickle man, but he studies people. He might not think he liked you, but if push came to shove, he knew I would stand where I would stand. He knew me well enough. I'm stirring this because I don't want it to burn, but we have to cook these mushrooms. We're cooking the fluid out of them, so this is going to be a bit. James, it's not hard to cook. I'm going to have another thing come cook with me, and I'm thinking about showing you how to make mushroom scones. Okay? That might be my next one. Just to give you an idea how you can make these dishes. So if you want your wife to learn how to cook, if she's got patience and stuff. But I will, in a day or so, start giving out the things you'll need. I might write the title of it, Things You Need for Mushroom Scones, the utensils and stuff, and we'll make mushroom scones. They're great for breakfast to have. If you like coffee and run, they're solid, and they're very good. So I guess today I'll put out a short of what you will need and come cook with me in a day that will make mushroom scones. Okay? Thank you for making stuffed mushroom. I don't know what you're talking about, official. Maybe I know it by a different name. So as you can see, we are drying this out slowly. is all, so the fluid isn't coming out because the carrots and stuff are taking it as well. But you don't want this wet. That's why we have to stir it, make sure it doesn't burn, and we keep on going. Okay. Turn the stove off. Okay, you're going to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Make sure that shelf you're going to use is in the middle of your oven. We did cookies the other day. When you're done, you always put it back in the center because most dishes are done at the center. Just a few of them you don't use. Hi, at SMG. Daryl, good morning. Oh, I didn't even know she put out a cookbook. I got some lovely flowers for Valentine's Day. I usually buy my own cookbooks. It's very rare that somebody gives me a cookbook. Very, very rare. But they will share a recipe that happens to be their favorite. Karis. Official. Look, sometimes I don't understand what you guys are talking about. All right, now you're going to take your rice and pine nuts and you're going to mix it with this. And then we're going to have to make a sauce. And this is your stuffing that's going to be going in those bell peppers. We'll put the sauce, put it together, and we'll get all of this going. Because I have to pack this, and this is a bit hot, so I'm going to let it cool while we're doing the sauce. And just imagine how this would taste with brown rice. That's what I'm thinking about. Official, you can't say that. When somebody buys you a book, they went to great detail thinking about something that you love. And they sat there and went out of their way to spend money to give you a gift. You can't say that. When somebody buys you a gift, you should be humble because they didn't have to buy you anything. They don't have to. They chose to take their money and think of you and give you a gift. You should be very respectful in that area. All right, let's get this sauce going. I think I'm gonna need my scale again. My cats get up here, I'll kill them. Stupid mouse that we've been trying to get rid of. All right. No, I'm going to make the sauce first before I go and snuggle all these in because that's hot. Salt and pepper and stock in a saucepan. All right, how much? One, okay. You're going to need a saucepan. I've got my smallest ones already used, so I'll use this one. What they want is a passata. Now, I looked it up. We can use chopped tomatoes in puree. All right? We can use that in place of it. They want 250 grams, better known as 9 ounces. 9 ounces is not 1 cup, so I'm not going to tell them that. Okay. Back to the scale again. I know 9 ounces is not a cup. I know 8 ounces is a cup. How dare you lie to the people? I know, old-fashioned. You probably sit there, have an electric one, and you go, bzzz. My mother had one. The hardest can opener is the one they give the military. What do they call it? I can't remember. I used to call it, not, the K-bar is the knife. What do they call it? Any of you military know what that little thing is you work with? I had to use that at one time. I hated using that thing. My hands always hurt so much. So you want 9 ounces of this, okay? I can't remember the name of it. I know the military hat you could use to cooking because it was cast iron. God, I can't remember the name of it. I used to know all those names. My husband used it all the time. Now, what's funny with what we're going to do with this is we're going to have to sieve these tomatoes. That's what they want us to do, so we're going to have to put it through a sieve. Yes, I do like stuffed peppers. Oh, God, your name just went. Yeah, I have different ones. No, it's not called a machete, Jock. No, they had a special term for the can opener. The military used to have, I don't know if they're using it anymore. Like you have the term K rations, which I know what those are, loaded with sugar. But I can see why they feed the servicemen that, because they can't sit down and have a lovely meal. They've got to eat and run. So your rations, K rations, are usually cans you just open up and eat because you can't sit there and cook. So I know that. I'm going to use this. Oh, I can just do it over this. Yeah, I'll smash them. I'm going to throw it back in anyway. I'm not going to waste it. So we're smashing this through. Stuffed peppers. P30. Yeah, I knew it was something. Thanks a lot, Jock. I had to learn all those terminologies. I used to use this K-bar, which is the knife. I used to mash garlic with it because we didn't have any utensils. I had to use what I had in his P38. The thing was that when he saw me smashing it, because you know that little engrove on the end of the K-bar, it breaks the suction so you can pull the knife out after you stab somebody. I stick the garlic there and I just put it on the board and go smash it. Smashes it perfectly every time. My husband came in and hit the roof. He went, "What are you doing with my K-bar?" I said, "Look, I needed smashed garlic, okay? And it works beautifully." He took it away from me. He went and bought me stuff that I needed because I was using all of his equipment. All right, I'm going to put the smashed tomatoes in it. Now that I've smashed them, everything out of them, I'm going to put them in there anyway. Okay, and this little bit of sauce here, P38. Thank you, really. I sometimes can't remember some of the terms that my husband used. We need a teaspoon of soft brown sugar. Now, I don't know what they call soft brown, but I know what brown sugar is. Now I'm going to use use dark brown this time. It'll give it a richer flavor. So I'm going to use dark brown. But most people, yeah, well, it's okay. That'll give it a nice richness, I think, better than the light brown. Okay. All right, we're going to have to add salt and pepper into this. They don't tell you how much. I'm just letting you know they're telling you to add salt and pepper. Listen, guys. Do you have anything that you think would be nice to do chicken thighs in, seasoning wise, that you think would go good with this? I'm going to get you involved in my kitchen. Ladies here, you got any ideas for seasonings? I have a lot, but I'm going to drag you into the kitchen. What do you think we should do the chicken thighs in? Okay, babe. Good morning. Now in the stock, we want 1 cup of vegetable stock. We're going to put this on the stove and we're going to get this very hot. Just stirring it up right now. I am 72. Well, going to be 73. I can say 73 at this point. We're having stuffed mushrooms and seasoned chicken thighs that are going to be fried up. Okay. Get this over here, clean this area up. Still dark. Okay, those haven't come out yet. Okay, we'll do lemon pepper. That would be very interesting. I have a seasoning. It's 26 seasonings together. But lemon, yeah, we could use lemon pepper. I have that. We'll do that one then. Thank you. A shot a day of whiskey of me, I will be drunk. I don't drink. I'll cook with liquor, but I don't drink it. Well, cojito I do. And now that I've found the original recipe of pina colada, I'll probably like that too. So I have to, but other than that, I'll cook with it. Now I'm sure if you are wondering what did I have for breakfast this morning. I have not eaten because I was not hungry. This is my lard, but it's frozen like a rock. If I leave it out, it becomes liquid. I'm going to grease the pan I'm going to put these bell peppers in because I don't want to have to deal with trying to scrub the pan clean. Unless they absolutely tell me I have to, I am not going to. That's why women have greased pans for years. You don't know how hard it is to get something out if you don't grease it right, which is very, very important. Come back, cutting board, we need you. I know it's a little dirty. Well, it's a lot dirty. What can I say? See, a lot of people who do bell peppers in America, they pre-cook them. I hate that. I love my bell peppers raw and put together and then baked. Okay. I hope I have enough stuffing. Yeah, I have enough for this. I'm going to put these in my stocks too. All the seeds and everything. Seeds, all seeds have 2 chemicals that fight cancer and keep cancer away. I was born in Putnam, Connecticut. So I make sure that my stocks, I put the seeds in of my vegetables and stuff because they say there's 2 chemicals that prevent cancer. Now that goes along with what the ARE said many years ago. 3 almonds a day, every day, will keep cancer away. And almonds are seeds, so it must be true. Oh, you're going to slide, but that's okay. I'll get over it. Is this hot on the bottom? Let me check. Okay, you just keep on heating up while I'm doing this. Okay, we're going to stuff them now. Thank you, Cleve. Barry, good morning. Ola, thank you. It could be. Thank you for reporting it, Chef. Good morning. Robert, Barry, good morning. Oh, Carrie, please leave if you're going to curse and stuff. Nobody really wants to hear that. Okay, let's be honest about it. Okay, well, you're gonna fall over anyway. You have to feel sorry for people that are rude and crude. They can't appreciate life and what God has given them. So they have to, you know, try to put everybody else down. Okay, now look. Look, young man, you're going to have to stand up sooner or later. I just sprinkled the top leftovers. One of these is going to fall. This green one does not want to stand. There. Yes, I did. I gave him a little stand. I took some of the stuffing and put the pepper on it so he won't slide. So there, we move you over. We'll have to move all of this over too. Put everything in the middle around you so you can hold yourself up. There. Turn you as we get these things together. This is how they want it done. Okay, now what? Just lay their tops back on. Oh, well, this one doesn't have much on it. It's going to dry out just a little. We're going to put foil on top of this, and then we're going to seal it up and put it in the oven to bake. Lemon pepper's a little old. I'll get the foil in a minute. I'm just checking this out. It still smells like lemon pepper, so I guess I don't have it. Now you can cut this recipe in half and make 2 bell peppers, and then you could freeze one if you're by yourself and your spouse has left, and you could freeze one of them, seal it up properly, and you can sit there, stick it in the freezer, then take it out, let it go to room temperature, and finish up the baking that we'll be doing. And then that way, you have a meal in the freezer already ready. We're going to leave it in for 30 minutes, and then we'll be taking care of that. This is the yogurt I started yesterday. Oh, best. I hope they took these bones out of the thighs, but if they didn't, I'll do it myself. I want to save these seeds. Like I said, the seeds do what they do. Yes? Ola homemade yogurt. I had a couple of friends who knew how to make homemade moonshine. They wanted me to go out in the fields with them, backwoods. I don't drink. What's wrong with you guys? You're going to get me in trouble. My mother will tear my head. She won't know. I said, oh, yes, she will. My mother's got eyes behind her head, and she's a hitter. You know, you don't want to get in trouble. Definitely, you know, whatever parent's the hitter, you know, take care. My mother wore the skirt, but I swear to God, underneath her, she had a pair of pants. Okay, we're pretty much done with this recipe. Let's get those chicken thighs out, rinsed, and see what we can do with them. Oh, they skin them. Hey. You're not supposed to use your knife to cut plastic. I'm just warning you that I'm doing something I shouldn't do. Okay, we got 8. Yeah. Now, if you're by yourself, when you buy packages like this, sometimes they have 4 in them. What you do is, if you can only eat 1 chicken thigh, wrap each one individually, date it, what it is, and then you can sit there and have meals later on. Because meat, you can freeze and freezer wrap for almost a year. So you don't have to have chicken every day. People don't think about that. If you buy ground meat and you want to have a hamburger, what you do is you can sit there and divide it up and then wrap it up and say ground meat and how much it is, and then this way you'll be able to do it. The thing is that if you buy a steak and they come 2 in a package, you say, oh, I don't know if I can. Wrap each steak individually and freezer wrap, date it, mark it what it is, and if it's ground meat or something, how much it weighs to let you know, and this way you can still eat and not sit there and say, well, there's only 1, that's not what I can have, and all that garbage that a lot of people make poor excuses of. Okay, now I'm going to rinse these off, and I'll be back. I'm going to use this container this time, so I got to dry this. Why do I rinse them off? That's how I was raised and taught. Oh, they're deboned, thank God. thing is that when you're by yourself and you buy one of these packages in the summer, you can sit there and make, cook one of these, cut it up, and make chicken salad. And then have chicken salad for lunch. But I know you buy for one, you're going to think of your husband, and I know that. Okay? I used to have to buy 2 packages of these and things like that. And I had to learn. Like everybody, we learn to deal with it, I guess is a polite way of saying it. And I got a sink full of dishes again. These dry and get moving. Bring them out. The reason they're washed is because if you have a husband as a butcher, he'll probably tell you, please rinse the meat off. Now we're patting them dry because we want to coat them. If they're wet, it's not going to stick, especially if you're using egg or milk. It's not really going to hold. Okay. If I saw this kitchen, they'd scream. Another bowl, why not? I think I want to put some parsley, dried parsley as well with the lemon chicken. Well, the lemon pepper chicken. I mean, lemon pepper seasoning. Get it together, Sandra. Yeah, I'll do it. Give me time. I'll get there. Too early in the morning and I've not eaten. All right. This. You know, if I didn't have to use my sour cream for other recipes, you know what I was thinking of doing? I would have used sour cream, but I didn't buy extra sour cream, and I got recipes that need sour cream. I was supposed to put sour cream in with that sauce. Sour cream went in there, and I forgot to put it in. So I was thinking sour cream for the chicken. See what happens with it? I'm going to use my discard instead. Take the sour cream out. What was on my mind that I didn't take the sour cream out? Take it out and I'll mix it at the end. And that's all right for me because it's still got to bake some. Now, how did I miss that? How did I miss that? I don't know how I missed that. That's all right, you're almost ready. Put the sour cream with what I have left in here and pour it over that. Yeah, I'll get away with it, don't worry. You're supposed to mix 1 cup of sour cream with the tomatoes before you put it over the bell pepper. So what I'm going to do is when it comes out at 30 minutes, because we have to still cook it still more because we're going to uncover it, I have some more sauce and then I'll just add a cup of sour cream to it and finish pouring it over it. That's all. Now this is my discard, but you can use sour cream, buttermilk if you want a sour taste to it, or you can use milk and egg as your binder, because that's what it is. It's a binder because we're going to bind the seasonings to the chicken. And then we're going to sit there Okay. Oh. It's strong, that's for sure. I have a fork. How much? As much as you want. That's up to you to decide. I'm not going to do that for you. Jose, what does Germany need help for? No, my husband gave me a choice. He did not. The time I was raised is not the time of you young people today. I knew my place. The suffrage, you should look up the suffrage movement and see what it gave women before Jane Fonda and this new crap has come out that hate children and think that they can be a whore in their 20s and then in the 30s. I'm a lady. It doesn't work like that. Never has and never will be. How much seasoning do you add? As much as you need. I can't tell you. Smell it, adjust it accordingly. That's how you do it. What I'm using is my discard, but if you want a sour, to carry on some of the sour flavor that I'm looking for, because a discard is sour culture. Yogurt will do it. Buttermilk will do it. If you buy yogurt in the store, it will not be as sour as what I get here, because they don't have the cultures that I put in my stuff. And to get those cultures, you have to work at it. Okay. Did I use a cup? Yes, I did. All right, I made a boo-boo, so I'm going to correct it right now. This is large. Well, large should be fine. Should be. I want to pour that liquid off. You were supposed to put 1 cup of sour cream with the tomato sauce. So I'm going to add with what I have left over here. And I'll pour it over because we're going to have to take that off and still cook the bell peppers. When you make a mess up, you've got to clean back up on your track for the recipe. I have some extra tomato sauce here, so I'll mix this in, pour it over it, and let it continue cooking when we take the top off. Okay. This was supposed to go all together. Mix it with the rest, it'll get dark enough. Okay, that's ready to go. Okay. Hi, Herman. Hi, HHJ. Okay, it went. Sorry. Some of you get past when I'm busy working. Well, today is President Day. It's Monday, right? Yeah, it's Monday. I don't know if stores are going to be opened or anything or have sales. They used to. Oh, okay, then just delete them. And thank you, Big. It's already set for profanity, and it's on. So for profanity, it's mentioned. It should have not come through. Maybe I did something wrong trying to set it. I don't know. Okay. Why not? Go ahead, Sandra. I'm going to fry these up in corn oil and butter, and I'll bring you back over here. Thank you, official. But anyway, we'll use butter and corn oil here. Where's my butter? Most of the time, I put in a half a stick. But I have 3 here, so I'll use this. 3 tablespoons of a stick, or half a stick. If I need more, I'll add more, but I think this is enough. Now we're going to drench them in flour twice, which I've already showed you how to do it, and put it on a rack on the first drenching of flour. Let it sit a few minutes, and then redo it in flour so you get a nice coat. Because if you let it sit, you can see the moisture builds up, and then it's going to stick to your pan, and that's not what you want. You're welcome, Isaiah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. My kitties, they're asleep. They took my pills. I woke up this morning and they were both comfortable on the pillows, and I had my head flat, and I said, okay. I bought them a bed. Where do they go? To my bed. That's all right. That's my life. I think I can today. Better, Sandra. There's some pretty big pieces in there. If you collect your flour, sift it periodically to get the particles out of it from the other things that you've used. We need more flour. Leftover flour for other things that I made. I added some white flour, but I think I'm going to try to add, I'm going to add ground flaxseed. Just, add some in. it is a seed. And I already told you, the reading stated, you know, and they found out seeds have 2 things to keep cancer away. So if you don't like cancer, I don't think anybody does. Keep it away. I know I talk about different things here, but anything that crosses my mind. Yeah. Hello, everybody, again, and I'll say good morning because I can't catch all of you, but I do try. It's difficult. All this stuff in here. I do not have room for this stuff. Gonna add some whole wheat flour too because I've got a lot of those. I want to make sure I use most of this flour up. So it's whole wheat, flaxseed, some all-purpose, and whatever was left in the last things I used. In my flour mixture that I'm going to do these in. So I never know. And for those of you who just use all-purpose and you have some wheat germ, you can throw some wheat germ in there if you wish, which will pick up the value of your food nutritionally, which this channel is very concerned about. If you have your health, you're not going to get sick, which is nice. And our bodies are so unbalanced now. I mean, they sit there and say, oh, we're going to spray this, and you can eat the food, just rinse it off, and do this, and do that. And all I want to say is, you're playing with our food. It's our lives. Let us decide, you know. When you think about it, if we didn't have these companies and everybody had to make everything and literally grow it, we'd have farms all over this land. Families would be held together. It would make it easy to destroy the family. Jack, this is not a political place. Jackie, this is not a political place. If you want, I'll let you sit there and go to a political YouTube channel and ask questions like that. What we do here is a lot of cooking. I talk about things, but not to get into real big political stuff. I was always raised a certain way. When you vote and stuff, that's between you and that voting booth. People are now sitting there saying, I have a right to know who you voted for. No, you don't. You don't have a right to know how people feel. If you voice it and you find yourself in a discussion, then you better make sure that when you talk, you say, this is how I believe. You don't sit there and say, or this is how I perceive it. In other words, they can't then sit there and really start a fight because you're informing them, this is how I perceive it. This is how I see and believe. They can't condemn you for that. And it won't get into an argument. You just carefully remind them that this is how you feel. They might not feel that way. I'm more concerned about my country right now. So I'm not concerned about, I'm actually flouring the chicken as that gets hot. And I'm doing it twice. I think people, I know that this is very far-fetched, but I believe people come through religions and stuff because of their growth spiritually. And God starts them. He doesn't put them on a top. You have to sit there and do it as you move forward spiritually. But remember, it's everybody's personal growth and personal beliefs and thoughts. And in my country, nobody tells us how to think. Like some people believe the earth is still flat. Well, I don't. 57. Okay, I'm going to take these out and pour this over to correct my boo-boo that I did. I'll be with you in a minute. Where did I put that ladle? Correcting mistakes. Yes, I know, I'm spilling it. That's okay, I don't care. You're supposed to do that before we put them in the oven. But that still has to continue cooking. Yeah, you're probably hot enough now. See how these come out. I don't know, but we'll try. Sandy, where are you going to put this? Oh, I have no way. Okay, let's see. Good morning, chillin'. Barry? Let me get something to put this on. Well, good morning, all of you, whoever you're talking to. I don't know who you're talking to, so, that's pretty much it. I'm just cooking. So always remember, you can add butter to different oils and give them different flavors, or sometimes you want to just do it in butter or just oil. Good morning, Mark. S. Lopez. No, but I do have vegetarian dishes that I do make. Remember, I was exposed to a lot of different kinds of foods and cultures. Oh. Yes, I remember when I was a child. Very good night. Yes, I do make biscuits, Mark. I sat there and did Come Cook With Me, and I gave you the exact measurements of how to make butter biscuits and the ratios for it. Can't go wrong, and I also told you all the equipment ahead of time of what you would need. Good morning. Oh, Herman. South, yes, I do. I am doing very well. Esmil? I think I said it right. So you can see they're a little more on the golden side here. No, he didn't. What it was I didn't know at the time that medication blocked certain nutrients. And because it did that, as much as I was trying to feed him, I even gave him vitamins as well and everything else to save his life. But once he started taking that medication, it started blocking what I was trying to do until finally they said, I'll put him in a nursing home and let him die. And I said, no, he's coming home. Children, I love to cook at home. Last time I went out to a restaurant, my girlfriend said, Sandy, we have to celebrate your birthday. And she took me out, and we ate out at the Staten Island Mall. I think was it Applebee's? It might have been Applebee's. Oh. So I don't really eat out. But like I said, the fruit and vegetable area and the meat section is the most popular with me. The dairy, there's some things I do get in the dairy department, but a lot of it I do make. Yeah, children, I agree with you. Hi, Big. So I'm going to teach, I think my next Come Cook With Me is going to be mushroom scones. You can have them for breakfast, and you can sit there and have them with dinner. They're great for lunch, but they have vegetables and seasonings in them, so it gives you a lot of flavor in the morning. That's lovely. Oh, Taco Bell, isn't that great? Yeah, I pack lunches because it's safer. I don't need gloves. All right. That's a new thing that they're having everybody use in the kitchen, are gloves. The big thing when I was growing up was hair. This is why my hair's always pulled back. They recommend doing that because hair falls, even if you have short hair. You do shed. I don't. Anderson, Indiana. The street I used to grow up on was named Anderson. That's where I grew up. Well, I guess I can continue cooking. I don't think I have the oil hot enough for this one. I could have made it even hotter. So I make mistakes in the kitchen too. I'm not perfect. I'm going to be giving simple recipes when I say come cook with me. And they're versatile enough that you can add them to other dishes and stuff. And then this way will get you more comfortable for those of you who want to learn to cook but are uncomfortable with it. I'll make sure you always get the right measurements and everything that you need, A, B, C, and the equipment. So when you come cook with me, I'll try to do it in the afternoon, right after my sons leave. And then if I can get them all out of the house. And we'll move forward. I will be doing different things to help you get comfortable in the kitchen. I'm Italian, I'm not German. A friend of my husband's was German, Ida Sunda. She insisted that I have some drink at the dinner. Well, I knocked all her plans over when I had to go to the ladies' room. She said it was all right. They had to get coffee and I was doing a hurry. Because I don't drink. This is a really big one, so I think I'm going to just put one in here this time. But you can see they're coming out nice. you can see we're going to be continuing doing these. I just think it's going to be nice together. Nice to meet you, bud. Yeah. Sharing recipes. When you get people who love to cook, they'll share some of their favorite recipes with you. And I've got to get these bell peppers out. Okay. Stay there. Oh, you did want to fall over anyway, didn't you? No matter what I did. Okay, we have room to put another one here. A small one. So now you know what we're going to have. This is so full of vegetables. That's why I want to use pickled fennel with this. Who is Karis talking about? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't sit there and say I asked anybody to leave. I just asked everybody to be respectful, and I didn't say anything bad to you. So don't accuse me of something I haven't done. You can accuse me of something I have done, but do not accuse me of something I haven't done. All right? I'm very particular about that. We are making a vegetarian stuffed bell peppers with chicken thigh cutlets. Well, no, they're not cutlets, really. Let's say boneless, skinless chicken thighs. We're frying up in corn oil and butter. And the seasoning is lemon pepper and some of the flours, because I use mixed grains, is we have flax seed in it, we have whole wheat in it, and we have other flour. I can't remember all the flours in it. And that's what we're doing right now. So it's always important that you flour twice, let it sit a bit before you do it a second time, and you can see how the moisture holds on, and then you put a second coat, you get more nice crust on it. Hi, Sandra. You have my name. Thank you. At Eat eat cake. I was just saying eat cake. I only take the first part because they're very difficult to pronounce some of the way your channels are named. Of course, they tell you to make unusual names for your channel. I try to keep mine simple just so you don't remember everything. Thank you very much. It does look good. I look forward to this dinner. And I'll probably be leaving about 6-7 hours from now. I'll be running around getting coffee and stuff together for everybody. See, when I had to learn to fry chicken, they said a high heat, but I found out a certain heat and I did very better. Okay, Francis. So as I was cooking, yeah, I told one person who was political, go find a channel where you can do this or sit there and, make your own channel. One person came in and started trying to sell his channel, and I told him that's wrong. You don't piggyback like that. Do what you have to do. Make a channel that you're happy with, the things that you love to do, and then move forward. Hi, Francis. I had a girlfriend named Francis. She was a young lady. Very nice. And you see my friends come in and out of my life. They don't sort of stick around. I don't have long-time friendships. Hi, Julie. Just Julie. Okay, Mohammed, hi. Julie, hi. One thing I never want my chicken to do is stick. New York State. Julius, hi, I said. Bud. Oh, how long? Generations? Bud. Hi, Jake. Now, this girl, we can say 73 at this point. My birthday's too close at this point. So if I say 73, 72, it's all in the same region. I'm getting ready to click over. LA. Hi, Tim. Taylor. Canada. Oh, God, it must really be cold up there. And I was complaining at 14 below zero. I should hush my mouth. Tennessee? Okay. Sandra, you ought to bring the pan. I'm going to finish this one up and then I'll put two back in. I got the right size for it. Thank you very much, Francis. Oh, I know where. I can just go straight up and go a little to the right, and I'd probably be right there. Kayla. I love the snow. What I don't love is the way it gets in the metropolitan area. It gets dirty and it gets filthy. And that's what I don't like. In the country, I just think it'd be beautiful with all that snow and just watching the animals and all. My backyard was great because nobody's in the backyard but the animals, and you can see the beautiful snow there. In my neighbor's yard, you can see all the snow there too. But when they start plowing it, and it gets dirty, it's no fun. Alaska, okay. Oh, all right. Well, you're colder than everybody now. Okay. Well, I'm not going to stop. It does. It is very messy and very, very dangerous. And you can't get anything moving or anything else. So you're sort of like, if you want to say boxed into your home. But I do love the beauty of it. I love autumn when the leaves fall. I came up here and my cousin, I had met them, and they had just finished raking all the leaves, and they had big piles of leaves. And I said, can I please? Oh, I wanted to jump into them so bad. They said, no, we spent hours cleaning it up. Oh, but I'll rake the leaves and have fun. I have as much fun as anybody else. I guess you could say I never grew up. But I always told my sons, if you can't play, no matter how old you are, and you can't laugh and feel good about life, you're sorry, sap. I see old animals still want to play and have a good time. They enjoy life. I mean, adults will stand around and talk and laugh, but how often do they get out there and literally play? Just have a good time, you know? Hungry. Yo, nice to see you. Yogurt. I like that spelling. Okay, I know it is. Oh, listen, everybody goes through their hard times. I'm not going to tell you we don't. We all go through it. You know, I think as I get older, I can notice that I have less karma, art, or if you want to say law of grace, but let's say I don't have as much to do as I would normally as young. Hi, Kim. So I look at it like that. I noticed that my circle of friends gets smaller. My life slows down. Even though I go out and I do things, it's still a quieter life. It's like I've gone through what I had to. I hope I've learned my lesson. You know, I have to look at it like that because I think I'm right. And then when I think about it, I say, no, I'm wrong. No, I don't know. When you think over your life, you know, do I regret some things? Probably, yeah. I have to say, yeah, some things I do. But everybody goes through a hard time. But when you go through a hard time, don't look at it as a hard time. Look at it as a learning lesson. Learn from it, move forward so it doesn't have to happen again. That's the only way I can look at it. Hi, Matthew, and good morning. My day is going very well, Fog. It's going to be good. Carson. Why? Does everybody eat gravy in the morning? Mushroom liver gravy would be delicious because I want to take some mincemeat that I've made. It's green tomato mincemeat. And what I want to do with it is I want to sit there and make little mincemeat pie. Then I have some chicken livers and I want to cook, or either gizzards, but I think the chicken livers will be better. But the gizzards don't have any flavor, so I might boil gizzards and mince it up or run it through the grinder and mix it with the mincemeat and make little mincemeat pie. That's, I think it's dessert when I'm really getting something else. Stuffed, vegetarian stuffed mushrooms and chicken thighs, fried up. I am doing well. Nige. Well, I want to put them with the green tomato mincemeat and then make little individual pies, fry them up. I think they're eating dessert. Because that's what mincemeat pie is. It's literally the organs. In order to use all the organs, the frontiersmen and in the past, they didn't waste anything. So what they did was she used fruit, minced it up, canned it, and she had it with the organ meats, be it whatever organ meat she used. And this way, that's why they had so much mincemeat pie. They were always getting liver every day. They were getting gizzards every day. So they were getting a lot of good food. Oh, chicken sandwiches come out good. I did a recipe with my son, my younger son. So I was thinking about doing that. I have so many ideas that go through my head. Chicken pot pie is very good. Okay, well, everybody does it a little different. Today we're having chicken thighs fried up with vegetarian stuffed bell peppers. Yeah, fried chicken livers are good. Oh, have you tried, I've got a macaroni and cheese recipe that has bacon in it. Believe you me, and two or three cheeses, that is so good. And I make it more nutritious because I'll cook my pasta in the bone broth or vegetable stock or both of them. And then when I make the cheese, I make sure I add other cheese sauce. I always add powdered nuts to increase the protein. Oh, it's so good. It's so rich you can make a whole meal out of it. Okay. Yeah, I always try to make things more nutritious here to show you different ways that you can do things, pick up the value on the food so you can have your health in old age instead of getting old and having all the creaks and pains and everything else that you don't want. Well, thank you, Anthony. I'm in America, U.S. of A., United States of America. Maybe I want to pop that off. It's sticking. That's not what I want. Something's sticking on the bottom here. Low? My sound is low? Hold on. No, I'm as high as I can go. Okay, Frog, enjoy your day. Food should make you hungry when women are cooking. I'm surprised how many restaurants are using frozen food and instant food. I don't like it sticking. That's what's upsetting me here. That means there's something stuck on the bottom and it's going to pull it so everything is there. Okay. And my family loved it. You're so welcome, Isaiah. I'm glad you tried. It is good. We finished it up yesterday. It is. This meal is, and the other one was. There's a lot of good meals. Some are very simple that come from the past. And then there's other ones that I do that are new. And then some in between. And then some have been shared with me. Chicken thighs are frying up in lemon pepper and stuffed vegetarian bell peppers. And we're going to have pickled fennels. And you won't find that in the store. I don't think so. So that's what I'm making, Julie. You are so welcome. Hey, look, if the white wine vinegar works, don't knock it, okay? I didn't have any sherry to compensate for it. And somebody looked it up for me. He said, why don't you look it up? I said, because I'm on my phone. I can't look it up. If I look it up, I'll look it up. But I'm going to repeat it again. I'm going to come cook with me. We're going to do mushroom scones. I don't know if I'm going to do it early in the morning or in the afternoon, but I will let you know, and I'll let you know all the ingredients that you need, and I will also let you know the utensils that you need as well, so you'll be able to make it and make it properly. Hi, Mark. Hi, Julie. Vegetarian stuffed bell peppers and chicken thighs are frying up with lemon pepper. Arabelle, hi. I am terrified of making crepes, okay? If you want to know something that terrifies me, it's crepes. Everything I've made so far, some recipes have given me problems, but I've managed to maneuver around them. But crepes terrify me, okay? I can do a lot. Crepes, woo! I don't know why, something about a really thin pancake. I just don't think I'm going to be able to flip it, and that's what scares the tar out of me. They are tricky, Isaiah. And I love crepes. I've had them in restaurants, and they're delicious. And my friends can make them. They say, it's real easy, Sandy. I hate it when somebody tells me something's really easy when I'm going to mess it up every time. So I'm going to get courageous and try it again, and fingers crossed. Pray it works. I will not have my son tell me when I do it, because I can see them looking at me. They're not going to look at me when I'm doing this. Okay. There's one. These are the last ones, and this this meal will be, that'll be it. I got some flour left here. Now what I do with the flour that's left, I put it in a bowl and put this on and put it in the counter in the back. So every time I need to flour something, I use this. And if it gets too grainy with bits and particles from everything I've cooked, I sift it, get rid of the particles, and then I reuse the flour so there's no waste when you do it. I remember when Julia Child did crepes, she said, they're really easy. I looked at her. I said, I don't have the guts for that yet. Breakfast, breakfast. Breakfast, breakfast. Basically, God, it would be sausage, eggs, and hot cereal. And my mother would serve milk and orange juice. We'd have the orange juice first and then that, and that was a very standard dish that I would have for breakfast. So that was a go-to. Oh, candies. Don't even look at me with candies. I bought 4 books to understand candy making. I can make gummy bears. I can make lollipops. That's about as far as I can go. Yeah. Yes, I do. I have a very easy recipe. I have tons of them. Hot cereal is oatmeal, cream of wheat. They're famous in Texas. Grits is another one that's famous in Texas. But I have some up here that are health food that I like. Irish oatmeal, I enjoy 5 grain, 10 grain, as well as those. Also, you can get buckwheat cereal. You can get brown rice cereal as well. I'm doing well, Christine. I say, you've never heard of hot cereal? Oh, I've heard of it. I eat it if I'm hungry. This morning I'm not hungry right now. I woke up and I wasn't hungry either. So I won't eat until I'm hungry. And sometimes that's once a day. Oh, 3:41 a.m. Make bread. Oh, God. I have to set that up for everybody. You want bread tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Monday, Tuesday? Yeah, I can make some bread tomorrow. You want a simple white bread recipe? Sure, Paul. I can make some bread tomorrow. Stuffed bell peppers, which are vegetarian. I don't have any coffee. Not this morning. No, I haven't had anything this morning except a glass of water, and I've been cooking ever since. When I came down and started this video, I had only been up 1 hour. I got a glass of water in. I got the cats fed. Oh, shoot, the sun's coming out. I got to feed the birds. Okay. Hi, Adrian. Thank you for joining. God, you guys are moving so fast. I'm trying to get everything done this morning. Watch the chicken. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. I am doing well. Sir, Willow. Hello from Tennessee, Shane. I'm seeing some names as before. Good morning from Tennessee. Okay. Thank you for watching the chicken while I ran outside real quick. Real quick not to get sick. That's what we do. You're probably saying, I should go to watch the chicken, but we can't do anything. Isaiah, any New York meals you have for us? I'm making them. Look, you've got over 2,900. Marcy, we are making vegetarian stuffed bell peppers with chicken thighs with pickled fennel, which I've already pickled and has canned up in the summer. Massachusetts, hi Christine. North Carolina. Okay, Marcy. Oh. Hi, Tim. No, actually not. When I married my husband, I used to go to bed early and get up early. But he got up late and worked through the night because he was an artist. So I had to reschedule my whole life around. Thank you for the heart, Chris. I had to learn how to readjust my whole schedule to his. Yeah, I do that. I write them down. Some recipes I haven't written down, and my sons are very upset with me. Like my chicken casserole, you guys didn't see that. Because I had my younger son cooking with me, and he doesn't want people to watch him cook. And I said, okay. But that was one. He said, would you write down your tuna casserole? And I said, well, that's candid. He said, Mommy, it's in your head. It's not in mine. I said, okay. So I've got to buy some cards to write this out. What are they made of? I think I've had Belgium, but what are they made of, Isaiah? Let me know. And this is not done yet. Isaiah, what kind of flour do you use, and what kind of liquid ingredients in your Belgian waffles? I need to know that. Hold on. Yeah, I make waffles. Okay, Marcy. Yes, Kim, that's what I'm doing. I'm teaching people how to cook, understand terminologies, understand nutrition, how to make their food more nutritious so they wish they don't have to use my recipes, but I show them tricks of the trade that they can sit there and use. Thank you. I want to redo this whole kitchen. Working in a spot that's 3 feet by 2 feet is not big enough for somebody like me. If you think I would vote for that female, you're ridiculous. She's so stupid. My son has a joke. All you men will understand is the best job she's got is being on her knees, and I think you understand that. And my son told me that, and I said, how dare you? Coke. So I don't use soap, sorry. Kelly, I don't know what you're talking about. What kind of mat to step on? Okay, that's it. I'm done. All I have to do is get a jar of pickled fennels, and that is it. Now you have seen everything that I did this morning, at least in the cooking department. Tomorrow I will make bread. Tomorrow morning I will stop, but do understand that there's going to be more than one part to it. It'll be a simple white bread recipe. If you want to make bread with me, just make sure it's an all-purpose, because you can use butter or shortening. You can use different ingredients, so I'll let you know that, and we'll make a loaf of bread. Just make sure that your yeast is alive and that you have it in the refrigerator next to the butter. Check those expiration dates, and we will be making bread tomorrow. I'm sorry you're not going to have a lot of time with me. It's going to be a very basic bread that I learned as a little girl, so it'll be a 1, 2, 3 and not anything else. Yes. Nutritional yeast on your recipes, Isaiah, what I use is mostly my sourdough cultures, but I have to start them the night before because they have to have 2 12-hour rises to proof the yeast. I'm still working on that other yeast. I don't even know if it's even yeasted up yet. Well, this is building up. I'm working on this yeast. It's supposed to smell like wine. If you have yeast in a package, you check the expiration date. If it's still good, then you go ahead and put it in the refrigerator next to your butter. Oh, now it's starting to smell like wine. Maybe I'm getting somewhere with this bloody thing. I'm trying to make my own yeast from scratch. I've made the sourdough cultures. I got those going, but this I want to see if I can make just a regular yeast. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to bubble up. It's actually starting to smell. It's taken a long time. You start to smell it's not sweet anymore, so I'm getting there. One guy said, oh, it only takes a week, but I think it depends upon if it's cold or not, you know, where you're at. So I'm trying to get that to go into yeast and see if we can make yeast that way. But no, if you have packaged yeast, check the date. If it's expired, you have to throw it out if it's dead. If you put it in the cabinet or in the freezer, it's dead. You're going to have to buy a new one. Always keep them next to where the butter is, in your butter compartment in the refrigerator. That's the safest place for it. Always check your yeast dates and all. Yeast dates. Ugh. Now, the simple bread recipe I'm going to be using is, I know you're going to need salt, you're going to need the yeast. Now, you can either make it with milk, potato water, or if you wish to make it with just plain water, we'll just go in a simple way. The first bread recipe I ever made happened to be French bread. So I'll make the French bread tomorrow. It needs, let's see, oil, salt, cornmeal, all-purpose flour, and yeast. Very, very simple. You'll need a cookie sheet. You'll need a ceramic bowl. Those are heavy-duty bowls they're known as bread bowls, if you must know. That's what they're known as. I don't know what they call them today. And you'll need some towels and a warm place and some oil. So it's very basic. I'll give you tomorrow. Come cook with me, and Paul will make a very simple French bread recipe. You also need a brush. And you're going to say, why do I need a brush? Well, you're going to need a brush as well, all right? So that means measuring spoons, dry measuring cups, and liquid measuring cups as well that you'll need. So I will also give this, we have two things we're going to be making. We're going to be making another dish that we'll be making is going to be mushroom scones, but we'll make bread tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm going to be giving everybody a late notice on this because somebody's asking. So I should be up making bread about 4:35. Look around there and you'll see me there. Okay? Thank you, Isaiah. Shane, enjoy your day. Staying off, be quiet, Isaiah. Put in the fridge. Yeah, all yeast you have to keep in the refrigerator, but make sure it always stays by the butter compartment. If you make your own sourdough culture, keep it down at the bottom of the refrigerator. Do not put it too high close to the freezer department because it's colder there. If you have the freezer on the bottom, make sure you move it a little away from it because you don't want it to freeze either. All right, so listen, I'm going to let all you go now. So listen, take care. I'm going to let all of you go. Bye-bye for now. Enjoy your day.